Hey everyone, so welcome back to another Exos Heroes video. We got a lot of news this morning, basically on this summer Festa event. So I'm going to go through it one by one, okay? Because there's a lot of things here. So the first thing is this summer Festa event number one. Basically, we all get a free Bernadette, which is really good because Bernadette's actually a pretty good character. All you have to do is log in. So this is... yeah, it's very nice of them to do this because it's a 5-star fated character that actually has use in the Holy Dragon Grounds. She's a good single target nuker. She's also a good AoE nuker, so Bernadette for free for all of you guys that don't have her. Be sure to log in for sure. That's a nice thing for them to do. The second thing is this login event, pretty much. And they have some good rewards. Basically, the first time you log in today, later in the day, you'll get 200 Levistones and 30 Ultimate Common Abrasives, which is very nice considering the abrasives are something that the endgame players are going to be short on, so that's very nice, as well as gold, which is the next day. We get 300 Zez. Free Zez is always nice. 20 Stars of Fate. 20 Tomes of Experience, 5 Ores of Mana, which you can only get from that Embodiment of Avarice thing, and then 200 Dragon Empire relics for the Fated Weapons. So a lot of great login rewards with this Summer Festa. Churning out the free content, free rewards. It's very nice of this company. They have a little note here about the data patch. Don't really go into detail on what that is until they get up further here. So the third event is you need to take a picture of one of the Fatecores, and this lasts until August 27th. So it's a very long, very long event. Basically, it's a community event. If we share posts of the summer Fatecores, we can get up to 200 Zez with 400 Levistones and 200,000 gold. All of this stuff is very achievable and free. So again, another just nice free thing for them to do. Now, this was one of the big posts, so we'll go over this in detail. Now, I gotta say, when I was reading this originally, I kind of just had that like Jackie Chan meme in my head because some of the translations here are tough, but we'll go through it. So basically, they're bringing back the lab, but it's restructured, basically. A lot of people were hoping that it was going to be easier, but basically what the director has been saying is it was cleared too quickly by a lot of players, so I think it's going to be harder. So we'll see. Yeah, so let's walk through this. So basically, like I said, the Labyrinth is coming back, and now it says it's including 5 groups, and each group has 5 dungeons, so 25 total. And you can receive additional rewards from clearing every dungeon in the group. So whenever you clear 5 dungeons, you'll get an additional bonus. So you're getting pretty much like 30 different bonuses. It says every dungeon consists of 25, and rewards may vary depending on the difficulty of the dungeon. Yeah, so this is where some of the translation is weird because they say every dungeon consists of 25. That doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure it's just 25 dungeons, 5 in each group. And then you consume Levistones, which was normal. You just pay Levistones to enter each stage. And then once the dungeon is cleared, it can no longer be entered. But then it says you can only clear 1 dungeon per day. So I'm thinking, I don't know if you can only clear 1 dungeon group. So do 5 dungeons a day. Or if you can literally only do 1 dungeon per day. And if that's the case, it's going to take you 25 days. So, yeah, I think they're doing this so you can't just speedrun the lab and get a whole bunch of Zez. I don't know why they would want to do that. Like, why does that matter? Because it's based on Levistones, and you only have a certain amount per day. If you want to clear it super fast, you're going to have to pay to get it, get additional Levistones. So I don't know why they would want to do that. But anyway, their decision, but that's the way I read that. So then what's nice here is the director behind the game actually provides his comments as to why he's doing these things. So it's very appreciative from my side, coming from other gacha games where there's zero communication. So not only do they give us updates, but they also tell us why. So very nice. So the director says the lab has been updated every month as a monthly content designed to challenge and enjoy the newly added PvE meta of the Exos heroes. However, the existing lab system was able to be cleared in a short period of time, contrary to the previous project's intention, and the purpose of the content was focused on obtaining goods, so I felt the need for renewal. The newly renewed lab has been improved to meet set goals, partly by supplementing the system and adding growth items as rewards. So it looks like it's going to be more than Zez, maybe books, abrasives, maybe blessing, materials, things like that. So it's not just going to be Zez. So I don't know how people are going to feel about this change. But we just have to see what the change is first. So it seems like this is coming out today, but I don't know for sure. And then it says Challenge to the Road, which is the assumed name of this updated content, which looks like in addition to the story mode. So he says the bosses who block the journey in the main story will once again fight you in a more powerful way. So I believe it's continuation. So the main story is going to progress. I believe we're going to go into chapter 11 and so on and so forth. It looks like they have 5 new chapters here. So up to chapter 15. And it's just going to get harder and harder. So it says you can get rewards whenever you clear the stage, and you will not be able to obtain duplicate rewards. So it's basically like story mode. You go through it, and you get the rewards the first time you clear, and that's it. You can earn additional chapter-specific rewards with the star mileage. So same thing, probably just the 200 Zez like the other chapters. And then the director pretty much says, hey, we wanted more things to do. So good on him. Now they're also implementing this hero element enhancement system, and this one is confusing to me. A new enhancement system that grants additional attack elements to grown heroes. Strengthen the basic elements of a hero, making it easier to destroy the Guardian Stone of an enemy hero. Now, it sounds to me like you're able to add an additional element to your character. Basically, if they are a frost character, you'll now be able to give them another element. So maybe they can be frost in nature. And here it says you can basically do it up to 5 times. So it looks like maybe a single attack can break all 6 element stones. If that's the case, good lord, PvP is going to be nuts. I don't even know what that's going to look like. It's going to be very important to rearrange your Guardian Stones in a way that's going to be beneficial for you. If this is the case, the way I read that right. But so basically, you need to be level 90 or higher. And then I believe you need to also re-enhance your character 5 times. That looks like what it's like. And then if you have transcended one once, you'll get 1 additional element. So having duplicates is extremely important now, if I'm reading this correctly. So then you have to do these enhancements as well. So it's not like as long as you enhance the original way with those spirits that you get from Spirit Dungeon, and then have 1 Transcendent, so 5 additional copies as well. You will then have to do this element enhancement, which has success rates kind of like the Muse, upgrading things, your weapons. They all start off at 100, and then they eventually go down in probability. And you do this by pretty much using gold, Muse, 5-color Destiny, and hero vouchers. So I'm guessing at the very beginning, maybe it's gold, and then you use Mew for the second enhancement, and then 5-color Destiny for the third, and then hero vouchers, and then so on and so forth. Or you have to pay gold on the first one, and then gold and Mew on the second one, and then gold Mew, and then the 5-color Destiny on the third. So it just stacks. So this is going to be very expensive, pretty much. And then they just talk about, what you need and where to get it, which, a lot of us already know. So the director's intention is, I'm hoping that the element enhancement system will help users to make better use of the break system. Now, like I said, in PvP, this is going to be nuts. But in PvE, I think it's really going to help people advance in the story if they don't have, the Dragon Blood characters, because some of the rares and legendaries are very easy to get duplicates of. So I think it's going to be easier to really make them pretty powerful to clear some of these PvE contents. So maybe that's beneficial, although getting your characters to 90 is not going to be easy. But anyway. Then he talks about this core reverse. Core reverse will be applied to the Fatecore listed below. Right now, it looks like for this one character, this option is going to be available, and then they'll add more later. But it sounds like it's a banner as well. That's what I'm saying. That's why I had that Jackie Chan meme in my head when I was reading some of these things. And it talks about having different Fatecore skills. This one's still a little confusing. And then they go into some other things. So they say balance improvement will be carried out by changing criteria for applying hero skill values. The skills of the hero are being applied based on hero ability values. All of this remains to be seen. It's not super clear as to what this is. I don't know if they're nerfing something or if they're rebalancing some characters. This part is confusing to me. The core reverse and then this whole mumbo jumbo. I'm not quite sure what they mean here. And then they're updating, some of the ways that you can view characters. This Fatecore fusion lock system, this seems interesting. So basically, when you're upgrading your Fatecores, once you get to a certain level, when you're fusing additional copies, or you're upgrading and enhancing your Fatecores with like Mews, you can actually get decreased stats once you get high enough, because it's all based on rolls. You have a certain percentage on where your stats are going to lie. So here they're saying that you can actually lock some of your stats. You have to use Zez to do it, but if you want a certain stat, say you got the highest roll, you can then lock it. So whenever you upgrade your Fatecore, you're only getting the stat boost that you want, and it's not affecting your really good rolls. So that's kind of cool. Depends on how much Zez this is going to cost, if it's going to be beneficial or not. Now, this next one I don't think the community is going to like. Basically, they limited the Holy Dragon Grounds from 3 to 1 every day. They said the amount of compensation will change. Now, if they have the same compensation for your one ticket, now let's say, most of us average, 100 of those Holy Dragon Grounds tokens to use in the Door to Creation or in the Airship Forge to forge for weapons. If one ticket gets us 300 instead of 100, and we just don't have to battle the dragon 3 times a day, this is a good change. Now, if they keep the rewards the same, I don't like this. Because, getting fated weapons is hard already, and now they're just limiting it even more. But like I said, if they just reduce the tickets, the amount of times you have to play the Holy Dragon Grounds, but you get the same amount of rewards, it's very nice, because Holy Dragon Grounds is kind of a pain. It can be a long process. It can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, and it doesn't have the repeat battle. So this could be a time saver if they do it right. Then they have this Fatecore theme relationship effect system. Basically, what it seems like here is you get some kind of bonus if you have Fatecore in the same kind of theme, basically the first Guardian units, the ones with dragon blood, it seems like those will have additional benefits the more you have within that line, or like the Bonga family, with the little rats and mice, like Fatecore Jin or Fatecore Adams. That's the way I read that. And then the last thing is this Polymog's gift. If you run into someone who has a Polymog in the village, a new button will pop up above. You can click the button, and then the Polymog will send you a gift, most likely Levistones or something like that. And you can get a max of 30 every day, so I'm guessing it's very, very small. Who knows what it is? Maybe just like a basic scroll or some really low abrasives, but it's free. It's something additional that you get for not having to do anything. So those are all the updates. They talk about some new heroes coming. Season 2 will begin at the end of August. And basically new heroes. So a lot of really cool things coming up. So I said at the beginning of this that it's coming with this update, but it does not sound like that. It's coming at the end of August. So we do have to wait for this. Not bad, though. It's very nice that we know this ahead of time. I can start prepping. So, yeah, it's a bummer if that's the case, that the lab doesn't come back until August. But, again, this is all kind of confusing. So who knows if it's at the end of August or if that's just for the new heroes and we're getting this update today or not. But, yeah. So some of it is Season 2, and then some of it's renewal content. Like I said, confusing stuff. And then the last thing is the new banner that we're getting here today, which is Fatecore Scarlett. And it's the first Summer Festa event unit. And let's go through her skills here. So she has the mana utilization 2. Basically, it increases her attack based on the mana counts of all allies, so her attack can get pretty big because if you have a bunch of characters that have burst abilities, you can 6-star them and, they can stack up to 10 mana. And then also, she can gain 1 mana if they have 10 or more, so she can get mana pretty quick. She's good in Shelter of Avarice, against Monomos, I think that's how you pronounce his name, increased damage. If you don't have, a First Guardian unit, she could be a good option. And then she has this Ice Shower ability. If the caster has a removable buff, recovery, positive effects applied, each valid attack imbues Frostbolt on targets for 3 turns. So I don't know if Frosty Bolt, is a damage over time effect or if it's just additional damage. Either way, this might not be good for the Dragon Blood units. Might be a little iffy. She has this Summer's Blessing passive, which says when the battle starts, grant frost damage immunity 1 time to all allies, and it can't be stacked. So if you have multiples, you can't have 2 times. It's basically 1 attack from a frost element character. So, if they try to Leviathan with Bathory, it's not going to do any damage. So that's kind of cool. And it says increases target's attack by 50% for 9 turns when the frost damage immunity effect is removed. So basically, as soon as they're hit by frost damage, all of your characters are going to get that 50% boost to their attack. So that's a very nice buff. And, it's easily achievable because everyone is running Bathory or Anastasia. So that's really nice. And then her 2 active skills are actually both AoEs, so I don't think she's going to be very good in PvP. But her second effect here, so her first attack is a 3 mana AoE, 178%, which isn't bad. But then she has this big 357 damage to all enemies, and it's a burst ability. So this thing can hit really hard. It's just like Bathory or FC Annie. So if timed right, this can wipe out an entire team. So she is very strong. She'll be very good for PvE content, but PvP, I don't know. This Frosty Bolt could really set her back. And then the 2 AoE, she doesn't have a single target nuke, so that's kind of hurting her a little bit, but still a decent unit. She is black faded, so that means her pity pool is only 19, which is nice. And then she has that 0.7% chance up. So that's pretty much all of the updates that we have today. It's a lot. It's a lot of cool things coming our way, so I'm very excited for these events. It's so nice that a company like this with a gacha game gives us free things, good free things too. You get Zez, you get gold, you get, you know, things that you use in the Door to Creation for faded weapons and equipment. So very, very nice. I'm very excited for this. I don't think I'm going to pull on this banner though. I don't really need this character. I want to save up for maybe Iris. Iris is one of the other Summer Festa units coming. I think she's going to be gold as well. But light is really lacking, and fire is pretty strong right now, so I actually don't need Scarlett. But anyway, let me know what you guys think if you're going to pull for this. And if you're liking this content, guys, consider subscribing. I was looking at my data yesterday on my channel, and only 15% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed. So if you guys want to help out the channel and, you know, give me a little boost, subscribing and liking my videos really goes a long way, and it gives me incentive to keep doing this and bringing you guys this content. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.